Welcome back to the Map for College learning community. My name is Ernest Minelli, founder of Map for College, and this video will focus on the importance of balancing your list of schools in the way that you would balance an investment portfolio, or that you would balance your responsibilities to have that work-life balance. So what do I mean by balancing your list of schools? Many students will understand when I discuss the concept of a reach school. A reach school is a school to which you may be applying where you meet some of the metrics for the data points, but you don't meet all of the metrics for the data points, but you're close enough that you could be a reasonably competitive candidate. That to me is the definition of a reach school. A target school encompasses a much broader span of the educational bandwidth, so to speak. A target school represents a school to which you may be applying and you meet many of the metrics, many of the data point criteria that you would need to be a competitive applicant. It doesn't mean that it's a slam dunk, but it doesn't mean that it's a coin flip or a possible rejection. It just means that you are more likely, statistically, to be a competitive candidate for those schools. And then there is another category that is out there in the popular culture about safety schools. I do not believe in applying to safety schools, and that's actually a topic for another video that I will do exclusively on that topic. But the Reader's Digest version is that I don't believe in applying to safety schools because I think you should augment your targets rather than incorporate the safety schools. So what do I mean by balancing your list of schools? I'm a big believer that you should have a proportional ratio. In other words, if you have a reach school on your list, for every reach school, you should have 2, possibly 3 target schools. So let's say that you were applying to 3 reach schools that would be dream schools for you. You really like the programs, you've done a lot of research, you feel like you'd be a competitive candidate, but you recognize that either due to the super competitive nature of their admissions rate and or the fact that you don't meet all of their data points and therefore it might be a little bit of a stretch. If you have a reach school on your list, balance it out with 2 or 3 targets. My reason for saying that is that most of your admissions offers are going to come from your target list. And if you get admissions offers, and if you qualify for merit-based financial aid, most of those will come, opportunity-wise, from your target list. So by all means, apply to your reach schools, apply to your dream schools, but don't just live in dreamland. Don't just live in this reality that you perceive that is a reality based on hope, because that's really not the reality of the way the college admissions game works. So let's say you apply to 3 reach schools. In my book, you should have 6 to 9 targets. Again, either a 1-to-2 ratio of reaches to targets or a 1-to-3 ratio of reaches to targets. So somewhere between 9 to 12 schools. Now, you might be able to apply to more than 12 schools. I wouldn't apply to fewer than 7 or 8. I would probably keep it in the 8 to 12, 9 to 12 school range. But again, there'll be a separate video where we talk about those numbers and those strategies as well. This video is meant to encourage you to balance your list of schools in a way that promotes the maximum value for your application time, allocation of resources, of emotional and intellectual effort, and that also you can do the research and find the proper alignment with those schools and those programs. And as a student once recently asked, who was in the top 20% of his high school class, he asked if he should put a school on his list of schools that has a 6% admissions rate. And I just said in the most gentle way possible, how is it that you expect to be in the top 6% of the world if you're only in the top 20% of your graduating high school class? So that would not just be a reach, that would be an extended reach. And you could put one of those schools on your list, but I wouldn't put more than one within that reach category. A reach school is a school where you are still a competitive candidate. It's just that with the target schools, you are a more competitive candidate. And your best prospects for admission, your best prospects for merit-based aid will often come from those target schools. So if you need help deciding which schools to apply to, which schools to put in your mix, if you're in one of the younger grades in high school and you're just developing a long-term vision, we can certainly help with that process. So I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please like and share, subscribe to our growing YouTube channel, and become a part of the Map for College learning community. Turn on notifications to be notified when we record and post a new video. Thank you so much for taking the time, and welcome to the Map for College learning community.